group decided to research H&M for our company overview. In our group, we have Eileen, Cassidy, Corinne, myself, Carla, and Yareli. We will each be talking to you a little bit about H&M and their company. First, we're going to discuss how H&M is a global retailer. And what a global retailer is, it's a retailer whose ultimate interest is to expand fast enough before others can copy them. So they're normally small to medium-sized retailers. An example would be H&M, like we're talking about here, or Zara. I think also Mango is a global retailer as well. They seek markets where their product can be welcomed with little to no modification needed, and they use the standard retail formats that can be mirrored. So if you go to one of their stores somewhere else, it'll probably look the same as the one that you previously saw. They're vertically integrated retailers, so they design, manufacture, and sell their own product, and they modify material culture to where they go. In this slide, you can see some of the current countries that H&M operates in, which we will talk about in the next slide. A little bit about H&M's background. So their first store ever opened was in 1947 under the name Hanes in the Swedish city of Västerås. In 1968, they bought out Maurice, which expanded their offering to women's, men, and children apparel, and the change of their name to H&M a few years after that. So at this point, they were already a brand that was selling to a complete family. In 1969, they had 42 stores and began to expand. Their first place where they expanded was to Norway, and then UK and Switzerland. And in 2000, the first store in the US opened in New York on Fifth Avenue, and in 2007, they expanded to Shanghai and Hong Kong. There are now stores in Europe, North America, Asia, the Middle East, Africa, South America, and Australia, as you saw in the previous slide with the picture. And H&M currently has 44 online markets and more than 4,700 stores in 16 markets. That's a huge number. In 2018, they plan to open 390 new stores and have 170 store closures for renegotiations, rebuilds, and adjustments.
Now to discuss the patterns of H&M's international expansion policies. H&M selected wholly owned subsidiary as their mode of entry for expansion strategy. The prior growth target has been realigned as the H&M Group continues on going through an ongoing online market. Prior international expansion in number of stores was set to 10 to 15% per year, and this is from December 15th to November 30th of 2016. This goal will now become a sales target, including the sales online and brick-and-mortar stores. As expansion continues, 2016 was one of the strongest expansions for H&M yet, with additions of 413 stores and 11 new H&M online markets. Now to discuss H&M's international production strategy and the many impacts on the company's performance. First off, H&M is globally recognized for affordable fashion wear, and outsourcing all production has been a key driver to H&M's success and wide profit margins. By outsourcing product, typically in emerging economies, H&M is able to continue their goal of being fashionable yet affordable, all through reduced manufacturing and overhead costs. Flexibility has always been a key strategy to their production and business success early on in the game. H&M is known in their respective industry for one of the fastest lead times. This is capable due to the implementation of over 20 production offices in select countries. That way, they can maintain strong communication through networking. H&M released their factory supplier list back in 2015 and works to update the list every 3 months, expressing sustainability missions and goals to provide transparency for their consumers. With first-tier manufacturing suppliers accounting for about 98.5% of all commercial pieces produced, and then 60% of pieces come from fabric and yarn mills produced also for H&M. No production, however, of their own is done. All operations consist in over 62 countries now.
So as far as H&M's international growth, they are an international company. They are currently expanding their market. In 2017, they opened up online stores in Turkey, Hong Kong, and the Philippines. And they currently have 44 markets available. As far as physical stores, H&M opened 5 new stores in Iceland and Colombia. As far as 2018 goes, they will be opening up a total of 390 stores while also closing down 170 stores due to renegotiating and rebuilds. So that makes a total of 220 new stores. 95 will consist of their other brands like COS and Other Stories, and 45 of them will be H&M's home shop and shops. As far as their expansion strategy, their entry mode, H&M, though they do collaborations with franchise partners, they do not use franchising as their entry mode. They actually opened up a store in Japan in 2008, and they were wholly owned subsidiary, meaning the store in Japan is 100% owned by the original company H&M. Though this is considered very risky, H&M has complete control over the operations, even if it is in another country, and I feel like that's why they chose to enter into another country that way. They like to have complete control over their product and their employees, stuff like that.
E-commerce is a major priority to expand H&M's brand since e-commerce has been more ideal than traditional shopping. H&M has moved away from the core mass market brand into a higher price point clothing brand. There has been plans for Arket, which is the latest H&M brand. The plans have been set to be in large cities in Europe. First store would be opening in London, then following in Brussels, Copenhagen, and Munich. Other locations outside of Europe hasn't been released yet. Arket will have e-commerce in 18 European markets. H&M is also diversifying their brand to becoming more minimal and sustainable rather than trendy. H&M has a lot of potential in growing market, but there is a shift to where consumers are moving away from trendy clothes to just the classics. In 2017, H&M opened about 430 stores, along with growing their e-commerce, making it their priority. The e-commerce will now open markets to the following countries: Turkey, Taiwan, Hong Kong, Macau, Singapore, and Malaysia. H&M will be opening 5 new brick-and-mortar stores in Kazakhstan, Colombia, Iceland, Vietnam, and Georgia. There are about 80 stores opening with their other brands that the company owns, along with relocating and closing many others. H&M is focusing both stores and online. Many competitor retail stores are closing down, which opens opportunities for H&M since they have the option to locate their stores in the best location possible.
Predictions. The internet and social media has taken a big part in the decreasing number of sales for H&M over the past month. Their image has been affected and their e-commerce is now struggling to grow. This will also greatly affect any future collaborations with celebrities, brands, and influencers. As of 2018, H&M plans to open 390 new stores. They plan to step foot into Uruguay and Ukraine. However, they also plan on shutting down 170 of their stores. The collaborations with famous designers are a big pull for sales and new customers. By collabing with a known trendy designer or celebrity, the racist image and bad press will slowly start to fade. In addition to their concept stores can be foreseen because of the successful sales growth the concept stores have achieved. With their expansion to Uruguay and the Ukraine, this can lead to new inspirations, fashions, and customers.
Get ready, shoppers. H&M says it's launching a new retail chain. The clothing giant now adding Arket to its portfolio. The brand, which is set to launch online this fall, will sell classic garments for men, women, and children, as well as a smaller assortment of items for the home. The clothes will be slightly more expensive than those sold at H&M, focusing on materials, function, and fit. Company CEO Carl Johan Persson adding that because consumers are spending more money on experiences, Arket stores will have a stronger emphasis on lifestyle than on fashion. That's one of the main reasons why some of the new shops will feature a cafe selling fashionable Nordic cuisine. The first physical Arket location will open in London this year, and its products will also be available online in 18 European countries. H&M has been successful with its additional brands, including COS and Other Stories, and Cheap Monday, among others. For Newsbeat Social New York, I'm Ruby Fukushima.